All right, guys, welcome to the Referral Masterclass. My name's Monica Weakley. I've been a real estate agent since 2003 and been coaching and training agents since about 2007, although I still run my own real estate business. So I'm just like you guys. I'm selling, I'm in the trenches. I do business completely by referral. And at one point in the masterclass, I'll share some details with you that'll let you kind of see how this thing actually works for me and for other agents. But I'm super glad you're here. What I promised to do today is to deliver you a lot of value. I never liked going to webinars where it was kind of fluffy and a little overview stuff. And you never got into the weeds, into the details. So I promise you guys, we're going to go over exactly what I'm doing every single day. I'm going to start, of course, by kind of talking about some broad definitions that we need to understand so that we have a common language here today. Is that fair? And once we get through that, then I'm going to go into the weeds, so to speak, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing every single day to support and execute on those concepts we talk about. Make sense? So if you have a question during this next 90 minutes, and we're going to go fast, we're going to cover a lot of ground in the next 90 minutes, but if you do have a question, go ahead and put a message in the chat bar, and I will do my best to kind of keep an eye on that. Now, when I'm sharing my screen, I can't always see the questions. So just know that I'll come back to them for sure if I don't get a chance to jump on it right in that minute. Is that fair? All right, great. So let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll get started. I choose to use a PowerPoint so that I stay on track. I get really excited about this topic and often I can go down bunny trails. Can you guys relate? So I choose to use a PowerPoint to stay on point, stay on track since we have a limited time together. This is actually can be a 3-hour course. It can actually be a 6-week course if we go real deep. What I'm doing here today is giving you the abbreviated version, which again will include a lot of details and a lot of action steps. So don't worry, you're going to have a really good idea of what this is all about after you spend the next 90 minutes or so with me. I want to let you know at the end of this, I am going to make you an offer for a very reasonably priced tool that will help you do one part of what we're going to talk about today. And it's the part that gets every agent stuck. And I, after coaching agent after agent after agent, tens, hundreds of agents, and all of them saying, oh, this is the part that's holding me up, I finally solved the problem. I just did it. So at the end of this, I'm going to show you that tool and I'm going to show you a deep discount on it for y'all today. But the majority, that'll be like the last 5 or 10 minutes max. The majority of this is just going to be great content for you to take back and run with. And you don't need that tool to succeed. It's just, you might want it to save yourself a lot of time and possibly make yourself a lot of money. So is that fair? All right, let's do it. I'm going to dive in here. Let me make sure I did hit record, correct? Yes, I did. All right, good. So how many of you guys would love to have the ability to predict your income each year and still remain a pure, solid referral relationship-based agent, correct? How many of you would love if your clients were easier to work with? Gosh, right now, it's challenging. I know it. I've been doing this for 18 years or so, and this market has presented challenges that I've never seen. So certainly the easier the client is to work with, the less complicated the overall deal will be. And how many of y'all are maybe tired of chasing down leads or being told you have to cold call to control your business? I'm just not ever going to succeed if I have to cold call. That's just me. Can you guys relate? I literally do not, I cannot do it. I can't door knock. I can't get on the phones, talk to people that I don't know. It was never going to be me. I wanted to build a really strong, solid, foundational business that I could predict and count on every single year, but I wanted to do it on my terms and I wanted it to be authentic and organic and I didn't want it to be cheesy or icky. And so over the years, I've crafted this and honed this kind of system that make sure you do the things you need to do, but not in a way that makes you feel out of your comfort zone. And that's what you're about to learn today. So we're going to go over why business by referral. Why is that the best type of business, in my opinion? Now, there are lots of ways to do business. And I have friends that do a great business by cold calling and, calling expireds and for sale by owners and door knocking and cold leads, and hats off to them. It's just not my thing and I'm not doing it. So I had to figure something else out, which is what I did. And now I teach and train agents all over the country and in Canada how to do this and how to build this business. But we're really going to dive in why business by referral. Then we're going to look at why do people give referrals? A lot of us think we know this and we can kind of maybe guess a little bit, but there are some kind of beneath the surface things I want us to look at. Why do people give referrals? Why are they going to take a moment out of their very busy day and stop and do something for us? So we really need to understand that, so that when we look at the third thing, the secret referral formula, when we look at that, then we will know why what we're doing is actually working. Make sense? The fourth thing that we're going to cover today is how to build connection through what I call appreciation marketing. But this is basically the human side of what we're going to do. And then we're going to talk about how to fly your real estate flag for maximum effectiveness. This is critical. Actually, these two things together, the connection, the appreciation marketing, the human side of it, and flying your real estate flag, they go together. And we're going to talk about that at great detail today. And then, like I said, I'm going to make you a special offer to make your life super easy. Zero pressure, absolutely none. I'm just going to show it to you. If you think it'll work for you, great. And if you don't think you need it, all good, all good. Okay. So let's dive in. Why business by referrals? We know that, captured in this quote for sure, people influence people, right? Nothing influences people more than a recommendation from a trusted friend. A trusted referral is the holy grail of advertising. That's coming from our boy, Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, you got to love this. And this quote just encapsulates everything that we know about the power of word of mouth. And in our business, it's just as true as anywhere. If my friend says, if I wasn't an agent, I didn't have an agent, oh my gosh, you have got to use our agent. She or he is amazing, powerful, blah, blah, blah. I'm not even going to question that. That's my guy. That's my gal, right? So business by referral allows us to jump into that relationship with a certain level of trust already built in. Would you agree? We don't have to do that from scratch, build up the trust and the rapport. We kind of jump in halfway with these guys, even if we've not met them. So it makes our life a lot easier if we go into that relationship with that client thinking, hey, she knows what she's talking about because my friend said so. Just does a lot of the heavy lifting for us. I want to look at this survey. This was actually a Keller Williams survey done several years ago. However, the data is the same and the point is the same. So what this graph represents is the light blue here is, they went out and they asked a bunch of agents who actually track how much money they spend and where their business is coming from. No matter what level of business they were, as long as they tracked it, they could participate in the survey. So the light blue represents what portion of their expenditures did they spend on that? Like, what was their budget? What portion of the budget was spent on that last year? And the dark blue is how much of their income came from that category. All right. So if you look down here, we're going to start on the right side. Look at door knocking. They spent 4% of their budget was spent on door knocking, probably flyers and stuff like that. Printing expenses, I'm sure. Less than 1% of their business actually came from door knocking. Farming, about 9.4% of their budget was spent on farming. That's mailing, that's postage, that's printing, the whole 9 yards. 2.1% of their business actually came from farming. Guys, this is not a positive return on investment, is it? This is negative return on investment. Offline ads, and I'll jump over here to online ads. Either way, they were spending 36% of their budget on online ads and 14% on offline ads. And they were getting about 13% of the results from those two places. That just doesn't add up. Cold calling, they're spending about 12% of their budget on that, receiving a 4.3% return on that. Now, or that's 4.3% of their business was coming from that space. These are probably things like cold call or dialer systems and like Vulcan 7 and Mojo and those kind of things. Open houses almost broke even. I wanted to send your attention over here to these last three, which is why we are here today. Referrals, sphere of influence, repeat business. Look at the return on these things. 5.7% spent on repeat business, 13% of it coming from there. Almost 4% of sphere of influence, spending that money, less than 4% spent on your sphere, but 25% of your business is coming from there. And then referrals, only spending 11% of your budget there, but 36%. If you add these up, 36, 25, 13, it's probably close to 75% of your business is coming from these three places, and we're not spending any money there. So now what you're about to learn today does not cost you money necessarily, but this is all about a mindset of, instead of spending marketing dollars, I want you to think about investing in your people. That can be investing your time, or that can be investing money. If I take a plus pass client out to dinner, or we go play golf and we spend 3 or 4 hours together, that is the best use of that money in the world. That is my marketing dollars going to good use. But we don't think of that money as marketing dollars. I don't really have enough money to buy presents for my clients. Well, you're just not thinking about it like a business decision and a return on investment, and those dollars being marketing dollars. And I hope this just sort of reframes your mind a little bit. And maybe you even kind of knew this in your gut, but to see these results is pretty powerful. So let's look at the two things that have to be going on at the same time for somebody to stop what they're doing, take time out of their day, and get you a referral. This is a big deal, guys. This isn't like, I think a lot of us think like, well, why wouldn't you just tell your friend that I sell houses? Or wonder why that person never mentions me. Guess what? People are busy. People are busy. And to give a referral means they have to stop what they're doing. They have to edify me. They have to explain why and how they know me and why they love me. They've got to get that contact information, get my contact information, figure out how to connect us. It takes time. And we just, I think, assume that that's no big deal. What I want you to assume is that it is a big deal. And here are the two things that have to go on in order for somebody to do that. The first thing is, they actually have to have a deep-rooted care for your success. They have to actually care about you doing well and having a business that you love, right? And the second thing that has to be going on at the same time with the same level of intensity is they need to know that you're going to take exceptional care of their referral, their friend, their family member, whatever the case may be. Now, this is not rocket science. I'm sure you guys are like, yeah, I get that. That makes sense. But guess what? We really need to embrace these concepts as facts. And how do we get people to care about our success? How does that happen? It's called the law of reciprocity, and we have to demonstrate and show a true care for their success. That's what friendship is. That's what a healthy partnership is. That's what a real relationship is. So if we're not showing up like a human being first, then we're not taking care of number one here, right? Because they might think we're awesome at what we do, but if they don't really care about us as a person because we're just not all that nice to them or whatever, or we just don't take too much time to get invested in their life, then this formula is not there, and they're not going to stop and give us a referral. All right. So when you look at those two things, now I'm going to show you what the secret referral formula is, which really isn't all that secret because I'm constantly telling people about it. Okay. You're going to get this. These line up perfectly. The first thing that has to be happening is you have to be showing up like a human being first, realtor second. We are now going to wake up and know that our job is to get into these relationships at a high level and help other people get what they want. The old Zig Ziglar quote, help others get what they want, you'll have everything you need. And I probably botched that a little bit. That's not exactly, but that is the point of that quote. But we just don't think about this as being part of our job, do we? I think a lot of us think when we got into real estate, did you guys think, yeah, my job is to show houses, write offers, and negotiate deals? Guess what, guys? That's not your job. That's not your job. That's a result of your job. You get to show houses, write offers, and negotiate deals if you do your job, which is what I'm going to show you here in this referral. The first thing is showing up like a human being to your top 100 or 150 people, like intensely, with great purpose, with great intentionality. The second thing is, and this has to be present or it doesn't work, you got to fly your real estate flag. Do you guys know what I mean by that? You guys know what I mean by fly your real estate flag? You have to demonstrate and educate and inform people what you do for a living and how you help people and what you know. And I don't care if you've been in the business for a month or 30 years, those opportunities are the same to do this. We have access to incredible information as real estate agents, don't we? And everybody loves what we do. So we just have to find that way that's comfortable for us to demonstrate, educate, and inform what we do for a living, right? That is where the referrals are. So let me stop my share here and give this a different way to you guys. I want you to think of these as like gear shifts. And on this hand, this is the human being part. We've got to deepen and strengthen our relationships and go deep instead of wide, right? We've got to say, who are the 100 to 150 people that I care deeply about, that I organically and authentically want to be in a better relationship with, and I want to remember every one of their birthdays, and I want to remember their kids' special days, and I want to be there for the highs and the lows. I want to be that friend. Who are those people? If you only have 50, that's fine. But that's the piece, all right? So then we have this other piece, the fly your flag. Post every day. Make sure you're informing and educating and demonstrating what you do for a living. These two things fit together like a gear shift. And then the leverage, what comes out from those gear shifts leveraging against each other, are the referrals. Now, here's the thing. If all you do is show up like a human being and you're this amazing person and you're just always there with the handwritten note and the little gift and the little thoughtful random act of kindness and all that, and you're amazing, but you never, ever, ever talk about real estate. You never show what you do. You never let them see how you care for people and how knowledgeable you are. If you never do that, you're going to be broke. You're going to be a really well-liked broke person, right? And on the other hand, if all you do is talk about real estate, post, real estate, and you never show up in their lives as a human being, you're also going to be broke. It's the two things that go together. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. And I love somebody wrote, I'd love to predict my income yearly. Yes. And you're going to. It's going to happen. Here we go. Let me get back to my slide because you can see I can get off track pretty easily. All right. Let's look at this next slide. So I want you to remember this, that when we look at what we're doing every single day, there is the human being part of our job, because even when people know, like, and trust you, they will forget about you if you don't keep in touch. Chances are, if you're not getting the number of referrals that you want out of your sphere of influence, your database, your past clients, you're not being remembered. You're not being remembered. It takes a lot to stay front and center, top of mind in people's lives because they've got so much going on, right? So I want you to ask yourself, whose story are you in? We know the people that are in our story, right? We know the important players in our game. Are you an important player in enough people's game? Do you have this guy on the right? Do you have people just, yeah, I think I know her. I think I know him. I think we're friends on Facebook. Oh, yeah, I've heard of her. Or do you have this middle guy? Yeah, I know Monica. She's super nice. Yep, these are good. This is where this program wants you to hang. I know Monica. She's awesome. She's like a total part of our family. She's like Aunt Monica to us. She's so great. She was there for me when she was there when the kids, she's always doing. That's the level of in their story that we're talking about here. Now, it doesn't have to be to hundreds of people. Not all relationships are created equally. We have to figure out how many people can you comfortably do this for. It might probably be 30 to 40 or 50. And then we have these other VIPs, right? But we might not be able to be awesomeness to everybody. But we have to know that we're more than this. We have to know that we're more than, yeah, I think I know her. That does not earn you a referral, and that is not going to work, right? Okay. Here's another concept that I want to place on your brain for a slight mindset shift. So it's not just about where your business comes from, like in this moment. It's really about how you present yourself all year long and post-close. So what does it feel like to be a past client of yours for the first year? What does that feel like? Okay, I've closed my house with you. Now what happens? Now what happens? Let me see, I got a little chat here. Okay, good. I'm glad you're loving this. Good. Thanks for that feedback. I appreciate it, Michelle. Okay, so I clicked off my thing here. All right, let's look at this. Let's look at this guy. This is Tom. He bought a house with me 3 years ago, let's say. All right. Now this is Molly. Molly bought a house with me also 3 years ago. But look at how these two people talk about me differently. Monica was my agent, or I used Monica to buy my house. Molly says, Monica is my agent. I use Monica. This is what we call past tense versus present tense agent. And which do you think you need to work at being every single day? Present tense agent. I don't care how long ago they have bought a house from you. I don't care if they've actually ever bought a house from you. Do you know that you can be a real estate agent to somebody that has never purchased a house from you? I have a friend who is a massive supporter of mine, and I'm a massive supporter of hers. I help her with anything I possibly can, and she does me. She's never bought a house from me, but she would tell you I'm her agent. Monica's my realtor. Never written a contract for her, never closed a deal for her, but I show up like that. I show up as a human being, and I'm also super crystal clear with her what I do for a living and how I help people. Do you think I'm getting that business when and if it's time? And do you think I'm getting referrals from her? Yeah, the formula's there. The two reasons are being met, right? All right, look at this example. This was just like the quintessential example of present tense, past tense agent. I grabbed this off Facebook. This was a post by a girl named Kevin Haley. I don't know Kevin at all. I think that's a super cool name for a girl, by the way. But she says, our realtor who sold us our home 4 years ago this month has been a part of our lives ever since. He is seriously the best. If anyone is looking to buy or sell their home, please contact him. Thank you so much. Rob sent this beautiful, these are send out cards. You can send little brownies. They're delicious. You can customize the card. He sent this, and this is what became of it. Tell me you wouldn't love to have 20, 30, 40 people just like this. Do you think you'd ever have to wonder where your next deal is coming from? No, you would not. You would never have to wonder where your next deal is coming from. Do you think you could begin to predict the number of referrals you'd be receiving each year, therefore predicting your income? Yes, you could. So let's look at what I call appreciation marketing. Now, there are lots of different terms for this, and there are lots of different definitions of appreciation marketing. If you look it up, this is kind of generically what you might find. It's a system. It's a system whereby you express gratitude to those people who do business with you and who refer business to you, right? You express gratitude through a system. I want to add to this that it is actually a mindset. It's a mindset that drives you to appreciate the people who are most important in your life and your business. I should add that to your life and your business. Okay. Look at these two quotes. I think they really express what we're talking about here. The first one's Mary Kay Ash. I don't know if you guys know, she's Mary Kay Cosmetics. Pretend that every single person you meet has a sign around his or her neck that says, "Make me feel important." Not only will you succeed in sales, you will succeed in life. So this list that you're going to create, 100, 125, 90, 150, that kind of a range, do all those people feel important from you? Do they feel a level of importance from your activities, your words, your gestures, your showing up like a human being? All right. And so no longer are we going to talk about selling houses. We're not selling anybody anything, and we know it, right? People decide if they want a house. What we want to do is just help people. We want to just help. All right. Look at our language that we use as real estate agents. Look at this. I need to get a referral. I'm going to take 3 listings. I need to take 3 listing appointments or 3 listings. Something good better happen today. I need a sale. I need to get a contract. How can I get more business? I wish I could get more referrals from my sphere. I took a listing today. What? I mean, that language, and I get it. We all use it. It's just kind of common language in our world. But do you see that? Do you see that all we're looking for is what to get? A lot of times when agents tell me they have call reluctancy or they don't want to reach out to their sphere, it's because they don't want to bother anybody. I'm like, well, you're thinking about getting something then. Because if you're thinking about giving something, that's not a bother. Giving them a nice conversation, giving them a compliment, checking in on them, showing up like a human being, that's giving. It feels icky to us when we're trying to get something from people. So it's a mindset shift. Make sense? It is the law of reciprocity that when somebody does something nice for you, you will have a deep-rooted psychological urge to do something nice in return. This is why relationship-based sale industries like real estate, like insurance, like lots of other industries, this is why it works. This is why the relationship aspect works, and you can build a business on relationships. Yes? All right, so we're going to dive into the details. I'm going to do this like a little backwards because I think it works best. I'm going to show you exactly what I do every day, and then I'm going to dive into each of them a little bit more, okay? So I'm going to show up front what I do, what my routine is, actually what my job is. So I look at this list of 7 things as my job every single day. And so just because I pick up my phone on a Tuesday and I don't have any appointments on my calendar doesn't mean I'm free. I still got to do my job so that I have appointments, right? So what I'm about to show you is what I look at as my job. Okay. These are my 7 daily activities for a strong referral business. 1, since we're working on Facebook, Facebook is the single best business tool for my business as a referral-based agent and for your business as a referral-based agent. It is the single best business tool out there. Why is that? Well, because it is where people share what's going on in their lives. And if I want to show up like a human being first, do I need to know what's going on in their life? Yeah. It's where people put what they want their life to look like. Well, if I want to show up like a human being and support them in their desires for what their life looks like, is Facebook a great place to see that? Well, yeah. So instead of, oh, that person's always posting their life is so good, and I know it's a total shit show behind the scenes and yada, yada, yada. Like instead of that angle, What if I were the one that just showed up for them right where they want to be, how they want to be seen, or how they want their life to be? What if I was the one that just supported that? Would that be so bad? No. So now I want you to know that Facebook is no longer your personal, like, friends, whatever. No, it is the most powerful business tool. And we're going to look at it different, and we're going to show up differently on it because of that, because we now agree that it makes life really easy. Could you do these things without Facebook? Absolutely. You know what that would look like? A bunch of coffees, a bunch of stopping by their houses, a bunch of lunches, a bunch of in-person stuff that just takes too much time. The efficiency and effectiveness of connecting with people through Facebook, or at least letting be that's the launching spot for the connection, is really, really powerful. Okay. So the first thing I do is 50 likes. I go through and actually I categorize my friends. You can tag your people. So if you have 100 people you want to classify as your VIPs or your A-level relationships, you can actually tag them in Facebook as such. It's called a friends list. And then you can go into that friends list and only see those people. No ads, no sponsorships, no realtors, no anything. Just the posts from those 100 people or 200 people or whatever it is you've got. Okay. So I'm going to go through those people first. And if I haven't gotten my 50 likes, then I'm going to go on to the next list, the everybody else kind of list. Right. And by likes, I mean the emojis. So either thumbs up, the smiley face, the care, heart, smiley face, the crying, the laughing, whatever. All right. 50 of those. And here's the deal. You got to track them. Just take a little Post-it note and hash mark track it, because you're going to think you're doing 50 and you're not. 50 every single day. Start with your most important relationships and work down. The next thing I do, 20 comments every day. So different posts, I would say, oh my gosh, look at the kids, they're getting so big. Or, oh my gosh, your puppy is so cute. Or, wow, it looks like you guys had a blast on your vacation. What am I doing there? What am I doing there? I'm being seen, right? And I'm seeing them. You know, when you post something, we know it when people support us. We know that one person that's just always liking our stuff and always being so kind. We know what that feels like, right? I want you to be that person for as many people as you possibly can. So 20 comments. By the way, this little formula, 50, 20, and then it's 5 and then 1, I'm about to talk about. This comes from a guy named Hank A. Vink, and a product that he has called 36 to Life, which is basically how to do 36 deals and still have a great net life. And Hank's been my coach and friend for many years. And he came up with this because not only does it work in connecting with people, but it also works for the Facebook algorithms. Facebook loves you when you do this kind of connecting on their platform. So there's a lot of reasons why these numbers work. The third thing is you're going to have 5 conversations every single day, Monday through Friday if you're at your goal, Monday through Sunday if you're not at your goal. Here's the great news. These conversations are not about real estate. No, these are human conversations. How are you doing? How are the kids? What's going on? What's keeping you up at night? How can I help you? You know, whatever it is, you're just focused on them. It's not about real estate and it's not about you. Now, inevitably, they're going to say, oh, how's the market? Because that's what people say, right? How's the market? You're going to say, it's amazing, you know, or whatever your answer is. You want to be positive. It's amazing. I love it. Now back to you, right? We don't want to stay there. You're not going to stay there and start talking about you and, oh, I also have that thing going on. No, stay off of you, stay on them. Very important in these conversations that you just tell yourself, because it's in our human nature to compare and contrast and, oh yeah, me too. No. All right, you got to tell yourself, I'm going to call this person for them. I'm going to focus on them completely. And yes, in today's world, Facebook Messenger and text count as a conversation as long as you're going back and forth. You can't text somebody and say, hey, how's your day? And they text back, it's great. How's yours? And you can count that as a conversation. It's not. You know what a conversation is. It's back and forth a couple times, right? They'll remember that they had a conversation with you that day. Okay. All right. Next item I do every single day is one meaningful conversation. Usually one of these 5 conversations bubbles up into what I call a meaningful conversation. The point of this is to really practice at connecting people with people beneath the surface. It's really easy to just call and check in. How you doing? Is everybody healthy? Oh yeah, good. It's a little tougher to go a few layers down. Like, hey, a while ago you told me you and your husband were having trouble. How's that going? How's the relationship? It's a little tougher, but this is what you're going to try to do every day, is have one meaningful conversation where I always define it as that person will not soon forget the conversation. It could be super, super positive. It could be super, super emotional. It could be just flat out meaningful and deep and kind. But that person's not going to soon forget it. Okay. This is what Hank calls the 50-25-1. Now we have 3 more things we're going to talk about, but this happens every single day if I'm trying to connect with my past clients, my A or VIP level clients or relationships. Okay. 50-25-1. It works. Thousands of agents are doing this. It's a routine, and it works in referral-based business. All right. The 5th thing is I post on Facebook every single day. Write that down, underline it. Every single day. But Monica, that seems like a little too much. I don't want to be that agent. Are you thinking that? Guess what? Not even close. 18% of your Facebook feed is seeing what you post on a regular basis. Like nobody. And even if 100% of your Facebook friends were seeing what you post, guess what? They love real estate. They love what we do for a living, don't they? People love what we do. We're so lucky we don't sell insurance, because people would run from us if we sold insurance. But we sell real estate, and people are interested in what we do, what we have access to, what we know, what we see. They love it. So what I'm going to show you is how to make sure you're coming from contribution in your posts. Your posts are not, hey, who do you know that might be looking to buy a house? That's you trying to get something. We're not doing that. We're posting things that are of interest to people, that are funny, that are informative, that are hacks for moving, things like that. Okay. This number is where I have created a solution for agents. And I am the CEO of this company, founder and CEO of this company. And this is the space where I can help you. But if you know how to do it and it's no problem, then you are fine. You're good. Okay. All right. Number 6, every single day, you're going to post something about you. Why is that? Why would we be posting 50-50 about real estate and myself? Because this is where people connect with you. This is where they say, oh, I'm into biking too. Oh, I have dogs too. Oh, I'm a mom of young kids too. Oh, I love cappuccinos too. Like whatever. It doesn't have to be super transparent where you're bearing your soul. Like if that's not your comfort level, I get it. And we don't want to do that all the time. I think it's okay to be transparent and be real. I think that's where real connection happens, is where you can really be transparent and vulnerable, but you don't want to be that all the time. That just gets icky. But what are your likes? What made you laugh today? What frustrated you today? What something funny happened to you today? What did you see that was beautiful today? You're going to want to put this stuff out there so people have something to grab onto. It makes you sticky. And that's what we want, right? And that sounds weird, but that's what we want. So posting about Facebook every day and posting something about you every day, or at least every other day. This is a spot where you can kind of back off a little bit, but it's still really important. I don't want to see your page full with nothing but real estate posts. Nobody knows who you are then, right? They don't know anything about your outside life so that they can compare. I'm really into animal rescue, and I've been into animal rescue and welfare for a long time. And people know that about me. I used to post about it a lot more than I even do now, but I can't tell you how many deals and clients I've worked with from that space where people connected with me on that topic. I do business with a lot of passionate dog lovers. So whatever it is you're into, don't be afraid to share that. Okay. Just leaves room for connection. That's all. The seventh thing I do every single day is something else, one bonus gesture. We're going to look at what these are right now, but this is where it gets fun. Now, listen, look at these 7 things. I want you to really understand that if you did this every single day of the week as your job, this is your job. This is your job description right here. That you eventually, it takes a little time. This isn't an overnight success kind of thing, but it takes a little time. But eventually you can have well into the 6 figures and more career with this as your job description. Think about that. Okay. I get to go on Facebook and love on people. And I mean, yes, sign me up. Right. All right. So let's look at these bonus gestures and what you can be doing. I call them appreciation gestures. 1, elevated birthday wishes. Instead of just saying, happy birthday, Tom, I want you to go out to Google, search something Tom loves. If he plays golf, I want you to Google golf birthday and then click on images. And I want you to find a birthday cake with a golfer on it or a funny birthday meme about golf. And I want you to post that picture on his page because that says not only happy birthday, but I know you, I see you, I know what you like, I know what you're about, I know your passion, right? If you can't think of something they love, then at least just go get a really cool birthday cupcake picture or candles or whatever. Post the picture, take some time, send a message, not just happy birthday, Tom. I've got a few examples of this here in a second that I'm going to show you. Second thing you can do as your bonus item is a random note of kindness. There are different websites that help you with this. Send Out Cards is one of them. Or you can just write an old-fashioned note every day to somebody. It's the most coolest thing I get is when I open the mail and there's a note for no reason from somebody. It's just, even if it's like, hey, Tom, I just wanted to let you know, I love to see your success. Looks like everything's going your way. So happy to see that. Let's get together soon. Oh, great, right? The third thing, random act of kindness or an unexpected favor. This can cost you money or not cost you money. What about, somebody's having a little tough time, they're really stressed out, you go grab their kids for a couple hours on a Saturday, take them to get ice cream and take them to the park. Get the kids out of their hair for a couple hours. Wow. I want to talk about a random act of kindness. There's one for you, right? Be a connector. We know so many people as agents. We know other clients and homeowners, but we also know a lot of vendors, don't we? Or we have access to that through other agents. So if somebody needs a great roofer or a great plumber, or you think this friend could help this friend, be a connector, get people together, be a reason that their lives get easier. All right. Oops. Next one, request answered. So if you're scrolling through Facebook and you see that somebody needs help with something, no longer do we just scroll by. We stop and we help, even if we don't know the answer right off the top. We take a little time because remember, this is in an hour. It should take about an hour to 3 hours every day to do your 7 tasks. And remember, in those in that 1 to 3 hours, this is your job. So it's not like I don't have time for this. We make time for this because this is important, because the relationship is important. Okay. A thought of you, a picture, an article, a quote. Do you ever have somebody do that for you? They send you something. Hey, I saw this and thought of you. How cool is that? How cool is that no matter what the link is? I mean, if it's spot on, that's even better. But if it's like, oh, or I already saw that or something, it still is impactful because they thought of you and they took a second out of their busy day to send you something. I love that. I love this one. All right, here's one. This is awesome. Brag about them on their page. Something that they're really good at, or something they did, or something they won, or some success they had. People are humble, but they love to be bragged on. So go to their page and celebrate them to their friends. It will mean the world to them. All right. Compliment people. Guys, do you ever think something nice about people and then you don't say it out loud? Isn't that the craziest thing in the whole wide world? If you think something nice about somebody, say it to them out loud. Don't be shy. Don't think, oh, they're going to think it's weird if I say that. That's ridiculous. That's your ego stopping you from being kind to somebody. Does that make any sense at all? No. The value share, that's sort of like a thought of you, but if you find something that you think will be valuable to somebody or help them in something they're doing or in their life in some way, go ahead and share it. And then of course we have gifting. And this, I do an entire class on gifting, so we're not going to get too deep in there. But it is something you want to make sure that has staying power. You want it to be thoughtful, unique, memorable, or personalized, or all of it. Price is not the issue here. It is the thoughtful thought that counts. You ever heard that phrase? It's the thought that counts. Nope, it isn't the thought that counts, because I can go stop by Walgreens on my way to a birthday party and pick up a little gift card for somebody on the way. Oh, I thought about them. No, that's not a thoughtful gift. That's a gift because you've kind of forgotten you're on your way. A thoughtful gift takes time, and it's all about their passions, their hobbies, their likes, and what they would like. If you're trying to give a thoughtful gift, you don't want them to open it up and think this gift could have been given to 17 other people, right? You want them to open up and be like, whoa, this gift is for me. Either because it's something that they love or something that's important to them, something they do for a hobby, or it has their initials or their name on it. Anything like that makes that a thoughtful gift. Okay? All right. These are examples of the elevated birthday wish. So this is a photographer friend of mine. I went out and I just Googled photographer happy birthday, and I saw these little cute cupcakes with the little cameras on it, posted that picture and said, I'm so happy that our paths have crossed, and I'm glad you were born, right? This one is the daughter of a friend of mine who was going into the Peace Corps. And I wanted her to know that I really saw what she was doing, that she was jumping into the arena. And I know this quote by Theodore Roosevelt. Actually, Brene Brown is the person that originally brought my attention to this quote. But it talks about, the people who are in the arena getting dirty. And I wanted her to know that I thought of her as someone in the arena. And I wanted her to keep shining. So this birthday message versus happy birthday, Emmy. How does that feel? Elevate everything you do, right? So just a little conversation about the gifting real quick. Remember the law of reciprocity that we talked about earlier? The law of reciprocity is actually a loop. When somebody does something nice for you, you're going to feel the need to pay them back in some way. Close the loop, so to speak, right? Closing gifts and referral gifts are you closing the loop. So they hired you to help them find a house. You did that, and you thanked them for hiring you, right? You closed the loop, done. The referral gift, they send a referral. You send a referral thank you, loop closed. That's fine. It's not wrong. I just want you to be aware of the power of the open-ended gesture, which is what we're talking about today. The open-ended gesture, the just because gift for no reason, opens up the loop, doesn't it? It opens up the loop of reciprocity. The act of kindness, the value piece, all the things we just talked about, those are open-ended. I still give referral gifts. I think it's important to immediately send a gift to somebody that sends me a referral. I don't care if I ever get that piece of business or I ever end up closing that deal. But that is a close-ended gift. All right. So just a little mindset shift there for you of how we're going to operate our days, what it looks like to be a client 1 year post-close. What are those open-ended opportunities? Make sense? Okay. Just a couple clues. Some people are like, yeah, okay, Monica, I got it. I'm in. I love it. This is right up my alley. I need to get intentional about this. I want to build a system around this. I like the idea of gifting. How do I get the scoop on my people? What does that look like? Because I know them, but I don't know everything. I don't know, I wouldn't know a thoughtful gift to get them. Here's some ideas. First of all, now this is sitting in your mind. Now this is how you operate. You are going to be looking for opportunities. You're going to be asking questions. I want you to imagine you're sitting around the the kitchen table, getting ready to list a house. And the couple is selling their family home, and they've raised their kids there, and the kids are grown and gone, and now they're downsizing to a condo. I want you to imagine, instead of just getting all into the paperwork and, telling them all the great things you can do to help them sell their house, you ask questions like this. What's your favorite memory here in this house? What are you going to do with your free time now that you're not going to have to mow the lawn anymore? Tell me about a tradition that you and your family had here in this house. Do you think those kind of questions will give you ideas for thoughtful gifting? Oh, Monica, I'm going to play golf every single weekend now that I don't have to mow the lawn. Okay, monogram golf balls, nice golf balls, coming their way. Oh, Monica, we used to have amazing euchre tournaments here. All right, custom deck of cards with the picture of their house on it, coming their way, $25. Great gift, right? Get the point? What you know naturally about them, we just sometimes have to think, what do they like to do? How are they spending their time? What do I always see them posting about? What do I always see them wearing? That kind of thing. There's also a thing you can do on Google Forms, which is free. You can create like a little survey and you can send it out to your top 50 people. It's called All About You form, and it's all about them. What's your favorite local restaurant? Do you have a favorite sports team? What are your dogs' names? What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? If you had a day off and you didn't have anything to do, how would you spend it? If you could give up one chore for the rest of your life, what would that look like? Right? So you can do an all about you form and just make that a part of your onboarding system. As soon as somebody comes into your world, they get that. It makes your life a lot easier if you want to start doing nice things for people. I call it social media scraping. You could also call it stalking, whatever you want to call it. You can tell a lot by what people post on Facebook. Pinterest is amazing. What is Pinterest? It's a platform where people put things they like, right? Instagram, of course, Twitter and Snapchat, and LinkedIn, not as much. You can phone a friend. I did this once. I wanted to send a guy. I phoned his wife, actually. I wanted to send him a thoughtful gift. I couldn't see anything on Facebook. I didn't know his wife, but I reached out to her. I said, your husband did something pretty nice for me, and I got to speak in front of his team, and I'd like to send him a thoughtful gift, but it looks like the only thing he posts about are you and the kids. So tell me something he likes. And it was cigars, whiskey, and the Reds. Well, that's easy. I can totally gift around those things, right? And she thought that was fine. But a lot of people would hesitate. I'm not going to call his wife. She's going to think that's weird. Stop hesitating when your heart is being kind. Don't worry about it. If your intentions are honest, what? Why are we talking ourselves out of this, right? All right. When all else fails, monogram, or put their logo on it. Here's something to write down and put a big asterisk by. If you send people something with your logo on it, it is not a gift. That's not a gift. That's a marketing piece. It's fine. It's absolutely fine to do. I'm not saying don't do it, but don't talk yourself into thinking you're gifting them anything. You're not. Okay. Now put their logo on it. If they own a company or they've been at this company forever or they run their own business, put their logo on it. That's a cool gift. Okay. All right. Where are we on time? Because I want to honor. Let's see. Good. We're doing really great. So just to recap, these are opportunities for generosity or gestures or appreciation. The just because is big. I never knew this term, but my mom used to say it. It's a sussy. And I looked it up and it is in fact a gift for no reason. It's a sussy, just because. Birthdays, great opportunities. I like New Year's instead of Christmas. I like Thanksgiving instead of Christmas. Those holidays tend to yield like a nicer gratitude or fresh start, those kind of things, instead of, getting into any religious sort of holiday. I love Mother's and Father's Day, especially if you're particularly close with the person. I think there's not a nicer gesture than to say, hey, I think you're a great dad, or I think you're a great mom. Just a little card, just a nice little card. Of course, a referral thank you. Celebrations for their family members. When a kid gets into college, that's a big deal in a family, isn't it? That's a big deal. You better bet if those people are important to me, swag is being sent from whatever school they just got into. Swag is being sent over there. That's something Aunt Monica would do versus Realtor Monica. And I want to be Aunt Monica to the people I love the most. Okay. The home purchase anniversary is a great opportunity to do something. And of course, a personal achievement. They won their club championship in tennis or something in work, want to celebrate those things. Maybe an upcoming trip or a trip they just went on that was particularly special, like a big safari or something. Maybe you take like one of your favorite pictures that they posted and do something with that. And then a special family event of some sort. All right. Okay. Now, I'm going to switch gears here a little bit. Be sure to post your questions if you have any, guys. We're going to switch gears and talk about your database, or what Hank A. Vink calls your human base, which I like a lot better. I should actually just change that on this slide, because these are humans. They're not pieces of data, right? They're not bits of data. They're humans. So I always get asked, all right, Monica, how do we divide up our database, our human base? What do I use? Do I use a CRM? Look, here's the thing. Keep it simple. Think it out. But there is no right or wrong answer here. I don't care if you want to put it in a little box like this. To be honest, here's what I use. These big giant wall Post-it notes. And I just list my A's and my B's. And I make sure my A's get touched 6 times with different gestures each year. And I make sure my B's get touched with different gestures 4 times. Okay. You can use a CRM. The problem with CRMs is garbage in, garbage out, and you got to go in there every day. So if you have a past record of not using a CRM like it's meant to, then I recommend sticking it on your wall where you can see these guys' names every day. Okay. So I'm going to start over here, right here with 36 to life. This is Hank's thought process. He likes A's and B's, and he looks at about 36 A's and 96 B's. That's that like 130, 140 number I was giving you, because he believes you can be in actual relationship with that many people. Once you get to that many people, beyond that, you're really what he'll call transactional, which means you might know them, but you just don't know too much about them, and or you're not spending much time with them. Okay. You could do it this way. You could do VIPs, fan club, and then other. Like, it doesn't matter. Think about it in your mind what makes sense. There's no right or wrong way here. You could divide it up with people that are likely to refer business, people that are not likely to refer business, past client sphere and strategic partners, past client sphere and strategic partners. I don't care. I think the main thing is to make sure these are people that you actually want to pour into, that you're actually interested in strengthening and deepening relationships. If I have somebody that I think could send me a bunch of business and I'm going to build a relationship for that reason only, that is icky. That is no bueno. This thing is not, this whole concept, this whole system, this whole philosophy of business has to be authentic. The only reason it works is because you are actually pouring into people that you genuinely care about. Now, there is nothing to apologize for that you have to do this too. You have to say, can this person send me referrals? So I'll give you the example. My best friend in the whole world is also a real estate agent. And she wasn't always, she just became one in the last couple of years. And there is no way in hell that she's sending me a referral, because she's not, she's an agent, right? For the purpose of my daily routine, I do not have her on one of my lists. She's not an A, she's not a B, she's not a VIP. If she called me right now and needed me, I'd have to say goodbye to you guys, like if it was urgent, because she's still important to me. But for the purpose of your job every day, when we're talking about how you show up for your job, she's not on that list. Another example, my mom, one of my best friends, she and I are very close. My mom has never in 18 years sent me a referral, not once. And she thinks I'm an amazing agent. She does. She thinks I'm great at my job. I don't know how she even thinks that, but she does. And she's never sent me a referral. That's not about me. That's because she's not the kind of person to interject herself into other people's business. She has a very limited scope of friends. She has just like a couple tight friends. She doesn't, go out and network or anything. So for the purposes of what I'm doing every day, my mom is not on my A's list. So my friend and my mom are not on my A's list. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? All right. Here's an example of the wall CRM. Go get that big sticky Post-it note, write your clients' names down. You don't have to say what you're going to do. This could just be touch 1, touch 2, touch 3, touch 4, touch 5, touch 6. Don't over complicate this, guys. This is really tracking so that you don't forget. And it's not weird. And Monica, relationships should be natural and easy. Right. It's just not the way it happens. If we really want to build and strengthen a relationship, we need to be intentional and purposeful about it. That's what systems are for. Would you agree? Systems are for the purpose of making sure that we remember and that it happens. We want it to happen. So my B's might be, 96 B's or 75 B's or whatever. And I might just have touch 1, touch 2, touch 3, touch 4. And then you can see oh, look, number 3, Tom Smith. Shoot, I haven't talked to him all year. What's going on? All right. It's so much easier to see it that way. Okay. All right. You guys remember the real estate formula, the secret referral formula. What we just spent time talking about is the human being side and what we do to strengthen and deepen those relationships and how we show up in their lives and in their story. The other piece of that formula is you fly in your damn real estate flag. I don't want you to be a secret agent anymore. I don't want you to worry about bugging people. As long as you're not asking for anything, you're going to be fine. You're just giving information coming from contribution, right? Remember, people give referrals because they have a deep-rooted care for your success and they know you're going to take exceptional care of their referrals, right? So these are the two things. Flying a real estate flag is not hard every day. It is not hard. The reason people don't do it is because they get in their head about it. I don't know what to post. It takes me too long. I know a lot of agents have said to me, I don't want other agents judging what I post. So you're going to let other agents who are never going to buy a house from you determine your level of success. That's what you're saying there. I'm going to let this person who's never, ever, ever going to help me buy or is never going to contribute to my income, I'm going to let them determine what I do. This doesn't make any sense, does it? Does it? No. All right. So let's look at some results I've had. I want to share what's real here. So 3 years ago, I stopped selling houses because I started focusing strictly on coaching and training. And I sold a few houses. I had some, people that would ask me to help them buy over the course of a year. It just wasn't very much. I wasn't focusing on it. I was not posting about real estate. I was not flying that flag. Last year, 2 years ago, we took in my nephew, who was at the time 12 years old. We did not know we were going to be taking him in. It was due to some unfortunate circumstances in his family. So we took in this child. Well, I stopped selling houses because we were going to be in Florida half the time. I wanted to be a snowbird. Well, of course, once Bronson came to live with us, that wasn't going to happen. We needed to see him through school. So I decided to go back into production. I decided to go back to selling. I was going to be here. I might as well do it. It's what I know. It's how I know how to make money, like really easily. So April 3rd of last year, yeah, pandemic, like almost day one. April 3rd, I posted my first real estate related post in like 2.5 years. All right. So I know April 3rd was my first real estate related post. Right. July 30th, I had my very first closing after like my business was tanked. My business was virtually shut down. So I was relaunching in some way. So July 30th, I actually had a closing. I think I got it under contract in June. So it took me like a couple months to get something under contract. Of course, it was the pandemic. Don't forget about that. And then as of today, since July 30th, from just what I showed you today, literally, I've got 32 deals. I've got 4 pending. I've got 3 listings coming up, 5 buyers. I'm in Cincinnati. So, our average sale price is 200 or something. I have over $10 million in GCI closed, or in volume closed. Sorry. I'm only telling you this to show you that from ground zero, if you are consistent with what you just learned today, the 7 daily activities, which is your JOB, and we understand the mindset that every day I'm just going to serve people at a high intentional level, not just, oh yeah, I'm going to, wait for the moment of kindness to come. No, like purposeful every day with routine, a ritual of sorts, right? So I want you to know that what I was doing was posting every day. And a lot of agents would say, I was still coaching agents, and they would say, Monica, can I just borrow your posts? Can I just borrow you? I don't know what to post. I don't know what to post. Can I just borrow your post? This is how I founded what I call Ghost Poster. And you want to see a tool that will save you hundreds of hours and make you money if you just follow the process. Yes, I will show you this tool now. What I say is, how would you like it if you never had to ask yourself, what am I going to post? What if you never had to worry about creating something from scratch and taking an hour to perfect it every day? And what if you got weekly coaching like this from me to help keep you on track and answer your questions, help you build this business? And if you could mastermind with other agents doing the same exact thing you're doing, how would you like that? Be pretty good, right? So this is what I call Ghost Poster. This is where I'm going to spend just a couple minutes showing you what's here. If you find that you don't need this help, then you don't need this tool. I'm really serious. But a lot of agents, this tool, they say, has not only saved them hundreds of hours, but has actually made them money. Because guys, I want you to know you are leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table because you're not posting about real estate every day and you're not doing the human practices. Okay. Tens of thousands. I guarantee it. I wish there was a way I could actually guarantee it. So here's what you get with Ghost Poster. You get a done for you referral generating social media post every day sent to your email box, Monday through Friday. I don't do them on the weekends. But you have a library full of hundreds of posts you can choose from on the days I'm not sending you a fresh original piece. Okay. And I know social media services that do this for $1,000 to $3,000 a month. Truly, this could very easily be, $1,000 a month. What the folks are getting. Not to mention the access to the library full of them, and I actually categorize them. So I've got funny posts, informative posts, moving hacks, Memorial Day posts, Easter posts, those kinds of things. All right. And it's growing all the time. I'm constantly adding to and improving it. You get to mastermind year round with all these other agents in our private Facebook group. It's really a cool culture of sharing in our group. Very supportive. I didn't even know how to price that, so I didn't. Plus, you are going to get that weekly training call every Tuesday at 11 a.m. And yes, I record it. I charge as little as $297 a month for my group calls. Usually I charge about $397 or $500 for group calls. So this is an extreme value here as well. And right now I'm also including a digital version of this class that's actually a little bit longer, but it's everything you just learned with a little bit more detail. Like I go into detail on how to do the friends list and that kind of thing. It's called Referral Blueprint. I actually sell it right now too, $397. Okay, but you're getting that right now. Okay. Actually, I don't know where this 5,000 came from because it's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. I don't even know. It's 48. I don't know. It's probably 20 some odd $1,000 worth of it. Normally, literally, I sell this for $249 for an entire year. And the reason I do that is because I just want agents to jump in. I know that if we have relationship-based and referral-based agents just like you, doing business at a high level, that our industry is better for that. We will be a better industry if I can help agents who want to do business by relationship actually build a business that lasts. Because we know that 88% of all agents get out of the business in their first 2 years. And this is horrible. This is just a horrible pattern. It doesn't do our industry any good. So I didn't want to make this some big high bar number. I wanted everybody to access it. Now, what I'm telling you today is that because you're here, because you spent time with me today, I'm giving this to you for $199 for your first year. You're going to use this code if you want. I didn't even put it on here. It's ghostposter.com. And you can see the spelling of it here. I have no E. It's ghostposter.com. And just make sure you use GP 199. Okay. GP, it's Ghost Poster 199. That's what you get it for. And then your renewal will be the $249. Should you choose to come back the next year, which I would hope you will. I wanted to share with you, we were very honored. You guys know Inman. Do you ever read Inman? You know, it's like the major go-to source for real estate news. We were featured in an article, here are the prospecting tools every agent needs this fall. This was just last fall. And number one, Ghost Poster for Facebook, creating content. I want you to see just a couple examples. There's a question. Can you show me an example? Yeah, there you go. Here, I'm right on it. So these are just two silly examples, and we have hundreds and hundreds. But Courtney posted this. She got 102 comments, only 17 likes, but 102 comments. The comments are gold. We want more comments than likes any day of the week. If you found out the house you were buying was haunted, would you still buy it? 102 people chimed in. This is another one I like to do. It's called engagement posts. So I'll take a picture of a design of something in a house, like a trend, and I'll ask people, how do we feel about whatever it is? Like this morning's post, and you can go to my personal page and you can see a bunch of these. If you want to go to Monica Weakley, go and you'll see, I post my Ghost Poster posts all the time. This one got 58 comments from me, which really actually wasn't all that big for me, but people have opinions about stuff. And this one was a staggered edge hexagonal shaped tile backsplash. I mean, really, people have got opinions. And so what I'm looking for is engagement. Now, we do not measure success by the number of comments. We measure success by the fact that you posted something today. Because I want you guys to, I'm going to stop my share because this is really important. When somebody is scrolling on Facebook, they see your name, they see the post. Maybe they don't like, maybe they don't comment, but they scroll on. The job was done. The connection between you and real estate was done in their head. And that's the winning goal. That's it. I want them to think of me and think of real estate. I don't care if they like or comment. It is nice to get the comments. It is nice to get the engagement, and you will, but not every post will win in that way. And that is totally fine. Don't set yourself up to think every post has to be a winner. It's just the new definition of you winning is that you posted today. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, let me finish here. Okay, I do like to take 1 second and talk about 3 things that people say that I wouldn't even call them objections. They're like hesitations, all right? So I want to address these. But Monica, what if the posts are not my style? Okay, I hear this a lot. And here's what I say to that. Your style is not what this is about. This is about you making sure that you're holding top of mind awareness inside of your Facebook friend's head in the category of real estate agent. And just because something might not be something you would create does not mean it will not connect with them. It will connect with them. It will connect with somebody. Can we agree on that? So this isn't about you and your brand and the style of the post matching your brand. This is about making sure that you're doing your job every day, which is to remind people, educate people, and demonstrate to people what you do for a living. And these posts get that done. So that when agents can get over this idea of, I might not have created that post, that's not the point. Plus, I do have an entire library of other things. If I send you something on a Tuesday and you don't like it, you don't have to post it. The beautiful thing is that you see that it reminds you need to post, go into the library and pick something that does work, right? So I get it. Not every post is going to be something you're going to want to do. But I also, not my style is not really the point. It's somebody's style and it gets the point across. Okay. Make sense? What if other agents from my market are also members? No big deal. I'm in Cincinnati. Do you know how many agents are on this thing in Cincinnati? It's a lot because it's where a lot of my influence is. And here's the thing. My Facebook friends do not match their Facebook friends. And if they do, have you ever seen a post be posted several times on Facebook? Have you ever seen, what's the one where the little kid bit his finger? I can't remember. I mean, it's been posted millions of times. This is what Facebook is. Posts go viral. They see them over and over again. It's fine. It's fine. I'm worried about posting too much. I don't want to be that agent. That's something I hear a lot. And we talked about this already. 18% of your Facebook page is seeing what you post. It's not enough. It's why you're not being remembered. So we want to be posting every single day. And we want to be doing the 50-25 one so that Facebook ends up showing our posts to more than 18%, which is how those algorithms work. And it's really nice. All right. So once again, this is the offer. If you're interested, great. If you are not interested or this is not something you need, absolutely fine. I'm super glad you joined me today. I just hope you grabbed a couple nuggets from today that will allow you to do something different in your business and maybe start a new approach to your business or a more systematic or purposeful approach. And I'm always here to answer questions for you. If you would like to reach out to me directly, you can just go to my Facebook page, my regular Facebook page. By the way, all these posts are always posted on your personal page. And these posts are posted on your personal page because this is where people connect with you. Your business page is not where people connect with you. It's where they go to verify that you're in business. These posts are done on your personal page. Make sense? Good question. Are the Facebook posts branded with the Ghost Poster name? Not every single one of them. If I don't own the image, then I don't put my Ghost Poster logo on it. If I own the image, I do put the Ghost Poster logo on it. I reduce the transparency so it's not very noticeable. And I don't want you to worry about that. The idea of these posts is not that you created them necessarily. Nobody looks at that. Like your people aren't looking at that and thinking, what's Ghost Poster, right? They're thinking about the content of the post and the fact that you asked them a question. How do we feel about blah, blah, blah? That's what they're thinking about. So a lot there, the lighter side of real estate is another group that does stuff like this. They don't look anything like my posts, but they always have their logo on that. So that's a very common, that's how I help market and spread, the news of this business. So they do. Now I do give you access to the Canva. I do these in Canva Pro. And so if you're a Canva Pro user, you have access to the template and you can go in and add your logo or do whatever you want. I just ask that you don't remove the watermark. Okay. And, obviously that is not going to stop you from having success. All right. What else? Michelle, did I answer your question? I know you have your hand up, but I'm assuming those were your questions. Okay, guys, thanks for being with me today. I certainly hope to see you in the Ghost Poster membership. And if not, I certainly hope to see you flying high with your referral business and creating a steady flow of income that you can count on for your family and be in this amazing business for a long, long time. All right. Thanks, guys. See you next time.